Okay, so feet touching, heels touching. Let's pull those shoulders back and down. Turn your toes out like Charlie Chaplin. Leave the balls of your feet where they are and turn your heels out into that alignment. Nice and gently. We're going to tense the thigh muscles as hard as they can go and then release the thigh muscles. Again, tense them up again. So you're really tensing those thigh muscles here, tensing those quads, and then quick release. You should feel your kneecaps have a nice little relax at that point. Keep those kneecaps relaxed there. Let's bring our hands onto our hips, setting ourselves up into our neutral pelvic position. We're going to tip the pelvis forward, lifting the tailbone up into the air, and then tucking the tailbone under, lifting the pubic bone up in the air. So a forward tilt of the pelvis and a backward tilt of the pelvis. So imagining our pelvis is a bucket of water. I'm just tipping a little bit of water out the front, a little bit of water out the back. We're going to keep on doing that, tipping forward and tipping backwards. I'd love you to keep soft knees, relaxed shoulders. You're only moving the pelvis as far as it will go by itself. We don't want to do too much of additional there and get everything else moving. Now, find a halfway point between the forward tilt and the backwards tilt, or where you know where your neutral pelvis is. Once you've found that neutral pelvis position, just hold it there and squeeze your sit bones together, so your bum cheeks, about 30% of your maximum squeeze. So you should put a nice bit of tension through your bum, and then fingertips right onto those bony bits of the hip at the front, please. Slide your fingers in an inch and down about an inch. Really relax your tummy muscles off. And just press gently into that area, and you'll feel a little bit of tension, okay? Completely relax off, make it like pudding, then slowly draw that tension in. Again, you guys know how to find your center. Just make sure that you're feeling it right underneath your fingers. So far, we've got set feet, relaxed kneecaps, a neutral pelvis, a nice, just slightly squeezed bum cheek, and a strong center at the front. Just take your hands up to the either side of your rib cage. If you can, take your hands around the back, wrapping your thumbs towards your shoulder blades if that's comfortable for you. Let's go for a couple of breaths now. Relax the shoulder. As you breathe in, try to really expand your hands, really expand the rib cage like an accordion. And as you slowly breathe out, try through your mouth. Let's get that rib cage really small and narrow. So breathing in through the nose, really open up through the back of the chest, and then breathing out through the mouth. Try to make the chest as narrow as you can. Let's do a few more of those. Now, every time you breathe out, just double check that center is still engaged right around the front. So we're going to breathe in, open the chest, and as you breathe out, just draw that tummy in, really making sure everything is fully engaged and switched on. And relax those shoulders away from your ears. Keep your breath going and just rest the arms now down by the sides. So we're getting a nice center. Ribs are working hard. Bum cheek is squeezed. And as you keep on doing just your normal breath, don't force it, just normal breath speed. Just imagine your head is a helium balloon. Let's get a little bit taller. So really lift the back of the neck right up to the ceiling. And give yourself that little bit of a quarter chin. So it's not double chin, it's just a quarter chin, just starting to engage the muscles under your neck. And let's go for some shoulder rolls. So we've got this beautiful posture, and all you're doing to start off with is some very gentle shoulder rolls. Relax the elbows, yeah, it's not this huge thing with the elbows, just around the shoulder. Now try to make the shoulder move in as much of a perfect circle as you can. So really smooth down that movement. Breathe in as the shoulders come up towards your ears and breathe out as they roll down. So just starting a breath pattern. Breathing in, shoulders up. Breathing out, shoulders down. If that means you need to maybe slow down the shoulder roll, that's fine as well. Double check the center still engaged. Double check the bum cheeks are still just squeezed, supporting that pelvis. And last but not least, while you're still doing your beautiful shoulder rolls, let's think pelvic floor. So squeeze the muscles around your back passage. So think, oh, I need a little, I'm going to lift, need a pop, Squeeze those bum cheek muscles really deep and lift that pelvic floor muscle up towards your belly button. Let's go for one more and then go into a full arm circle. Leave the thumbs on the way up. Turn the hands at the top and leave the little fingers on the way down. So just really gently, again, just through the shoulder. Breathe out to lift the hands and breathe in to lower the hands. So breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Keep on going. And with that breath out, I really want this tuck of the rib cage. Release it as you breathe in. As you breathe out, tuck that rib cage in again. Release it as you breathe in. So you're getting this extra little bit of abdominal work just with the shoulder roll, just by getting that breath pattern set. So we're going to do a couple of exercises today where I really want you to use this rib cage movement. Okay, so really let's try to focus on it now in a nice, easy standing position. Last one, breathing out, tuck the ribs down and breathing in. Let's take the hands to shoulder height as you sink back into the little knee bend and then squeeze the bum cheeks as you stand up. So breathing out, shoulder height hands, breathing in to stand. Again, really nice and gently. You can go as low as you want to. If your knees are feeling a little bit sore, you can just do some calf raises, that's fine. And again, those bumps in the room, if you want to take your feet a little bit wider to accommodate your tummy, you're more than welcome to do so. Breathing out on the way down, breathing in on the way up. Two more. Thinking about that pelvic floor, keeping the center. Stay at the bottom of the next one. Let's lift one heel off the floor and put that heel down again. Lift the other heel off the floor and put it down again. Then just stand ourselves up. Same again. Knee bent, one heel up and down, and the other heel up and down, and then squeeze the sit bones to stand. Stay at that level if you want to. Alternatively, lift both heels off the floor and then put both heels down. And do that 2 more times. Heels up, heels down, heels up, heels down. Then stand up. That's the level if you want to. Alternatively, a little bit harder again. Lift the heels off the floor and then stand yourself up. Really push that pubic bone forward and pull those shoulders back before you lower the heels and lower the hands. So sinking down. If you want to, one heel at a time or both. If you want to, stand up with the heels lifted all the way down. Keep on going, please, guys. Keep on going. Obviously, I've got an alarm going off. That's very useful, isn't it? Keep on going, guys. Keep on going. Knee bend, heel raise, stand up, gently lower. Really nice, really simple, up and down. Fantastic. We're going to do 2 more. Nice and easy. Just getting everything warm. Set the center. Keep the shoulders pulled back and down. Rest. Interlace the fingers in front of you. Turn the palms to the floor. We're going to drop the chin to the chest. Roll the shoulders forward and stretch the hands forward as you reach up to shoulder height. Now look at the hands and keep on looking at the hands as you breathe in to look at the ceiling. Breathe out to this big circle of your arms and go again. Interlace the fingers, look down. Breathe out, hands to shoulder height. Look at the hands. Breathe in, look at the ceiling. Breathe out, circle. 2 more. Breathe in, look at the floor. Breathe out, hands to shoulder height. Breathe in, look at the ceiling. Breathe out, circle it down. Last one. Breathing in, breathing out. Now remember, if the breath is too much, don't worry about it. Just do the nice range of movement instead. Hands onto your hips. We can turn the toes all the way out again. Turn the heels out as well. A little quarter turn on those toes. We keep the shoulders really pulled back and down and just sink into a wide kneed half knee bend and lift up again. You're going to breathe out on the way down and breathe in on the way up. To start off with, let's just think about that pelvic tilt. So as you lower, can you keep that nice neutral position you started with? Pop your hand flat onto your lower back. As you do your knee bends, you want to keep that tension in the lower back to a minimum. So as you lower, if you feel your muscles around your spine really kind of cling and start to pop out and tense, Just think about that neutral spine position. Are you holding it nice and sensibly? Good, fantastic. Last one, let's hold it there. Let's float the hands up to shoulder height. Rest the shoulder blades into your back pockets. Now don't move those legs as you reach the upper body across all the way. Feel that stretch up one side, bring it back into the center. Still not moving those legs. Reach across to the other side. Gently bring it in. Do two more. Breathe in to reach. Breathe out to come back. Breathe in to reach. Breathe out to come back. Lower the hands as you straighten up. Okay, give yourself a little wiggle. We're going to take that movement now a lot further. So stop at the level where your legs start to burn, or your back starts to feel the pressure. So arms down, shoulders back. Let's sink into the knee bend. Hands up to shoulder height. Breathe in to reach. Now we're going to breathe out into an extra stretch. We're still not moving those knees. Breathe in, back to the center. Fantastic. Hold it there for the breath out. Breathe in to reach. Breathe out, extra stretch. Breathe in, back to the center. Breathe out, reset. A little extra if you want to. Let's go breath in, reach. Breathe out, stretch. Breathe in, extra reach. And then sink back into that start position. Nice, strong legs, good, fantastic. Just the reach to begin with. Then the extra arm. Great. Then that secondary leg, fantastic. Sink down, hold. Last one, that's fantastic. Reach, breath in. Arms, breath out. Extra reach, breath in. Sink down, breath out. Last one, breathe in, reach. Breathe out, arm. Breathe in, extra stretch. Breathe out through the center and breathe in to release. Fantastic. And walk those feet back in again. Fantastic. Just have a little shake off and let's warm up that spine. Bring the feet together. Let's triple check we've got hip distance apart. So turn the toes out, turn the heels out, pull the shoulders back and down. Let's do 2 roll downs to begin with. Drop the chin to the chest, roll the shoulders forward and sink down all the way to the floor, keeping the hands away from your thighs. Look at your belly button as you breathe in. As you breathe out, start that roll up again. So you're restacking the vertebrae one at a time. Keep the bum cheeks, squeeze, pull the shoulders back. Head comes up last. Let's go again. Breath in, breathe out, roll down. Try to make the breath out last if you can. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out to roll up. Press through the heels, squeeze the bum, pull the shoulders back, lift the head. Do a single arm shoulder roll. That arm, take it down into a side bend, hold. Make sure you feel a stretch through that side before you fold yourself. Ragdoll, stroke down the outside of the leg, swing to the middle, hold a stretch for the breath in. Let's breathe out to roll ourselves up. So it's a little slower than we sometimes do. Breathe in, opposite shoulder roll. Breathe out, find the stretch, ragdoll to the middle. Breathe in, hold the stretch. Breathe out, roll up. So you're really restacking the vertebrae one at a time. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in, shoulder roll. Breathe out, all the way to the floor. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, roll up. Breathe in, last shoulder roll. Breathe out. Stroke down the outside of the leg, swing to the middle, hold for that breath in. Breathe out, roll ourselves up. Shoulders, then head. Fantastic. Let's go to the edge of the mat if you aren't already. Tracing the length of it. We're going to the 4-point kneel on our next roll down. So breath in, beautiful posture. Breathe out. Roll all the way down to the floor. Drop to the knees. Walk your hands forward. Fantastic. And we're going to start with a little simple cat stretch. Just get our spine moving a little bit. So let's double check. Our knees are directly underneath our feet. Look between our knees. We shouldn't be able to see the feet. Everything's in a beautiful straight line. Hands underneath the shoulders. Lift that breastbone. Really float that breastbone up and away from the floor. And then take the shoulders down and away from your ears. We're looking in between our middle fingers, but keeping the back of the neck beautifully high up towards the ceiling. So this is our start and our finish position. 3 movements now. Backwards tilt. Tuck the tailbone under. Lift the bra strap up to the ceiling and tuck the chin right into the chest. You're going to breathe in to hold this big old stretch through the back. As you breathe out, you're going to lower everything back to the start position. So the back of the neck, flat lower back. Breathe in to reset, hold that center. Breathe out through the movement. Breathe in to hold. Breathe out to lower. Let's make it a little bit faster now. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower. To the flat. We're not going all the way. Don't drop the back. You're going to keep it neutral spine here. Maximize the head movement. Tuck the chin in and then lift the back of the neck up. Last one. Tuck the chin in. Lift the back of the neck. Hold. Fantastic. Tuck your toes under. Go as far, as much of your toe on the floor as you can. And all we're going to do, lifting the belly button up and away from the floor, helping our center here. We're going to float those knees a couple of inches off the floor and then gently lower them down. So our leg pulling pro, lift the knees, hold for a breath in this time, breathe out to lower, breathe in to reset, breathe out, lift, hold, big massive rib cage, breath in, and then breathe out, lifting the belly button as you breathe out. Two more, breathing out to lift, breathe in to hold, spread the rib cage, breathe out, belly button in, knees down. Last one, breath in, prepare, breathe out, lift, breathe in, hold, breathe out, lower, relax the toes, and just sit back on your heels for me, please. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to take that leg pulling prone exercise a little bit further now, but let's make sure the wrists are ready. So do a couple of little wrist rotations, a couple of little wrist rotes, and then tuck one elbow into the side, palm facing the ceiling. Just hold on to your fingertips and just stretch that hand back for a second. Just stretch that hand back. Straighten out that same arm. Just give it a little bit of an extra stretch through that forearm. Okay, same arm. Turn the palm to the floor now. Hold on to the actual hand itself and push the hands down. Good. And then again, a couple of seconds, same arm, straighten it out. Fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Good. Other arm. Palm up, elbow tucked in. Hold the fingertips. Stretch the palm back. Just a few seconds. Straighten the arm out. So we're going to do a couple of things on the hands today. I'll give you variations if you need it, but let's try to make it on those hands. Tuck the elbow back in again. Turn the palm to the floor. Hold on to the hands and stretch forward. Good, guys. Stretch that arm. Nearly done. Okay, rest up. Hopefully those fingers feel pretty good now, okay? Let's take that leg pulling prone to level 2. Now, if you don't want to take it up to level 2 and you're not sure on the wrists, you can stick at level 1, but on your forearm. So just go to the lift and lower on the forearms. If you want to take it to level 2, let's go 4-point kneel. Take your hands out in front of you. 1.5 hand positions. Your bum stays back. So we're still keeping our bottom over our knees to begin with. So we're going to lift into this movement into a full plank. So nice and softly, lift the knees off the floor, then shoot yourself forward to that full plank, that full press up position. And then in return, 2 movements, we're going to drop it back. Then lastly, drop the knees to the floor. Try and have the bum quite far back before those knees touch. Let's go again. Lift the knees just by themselves. Then shoot our head forward, really strong. Squeeze the bum cheeks when you're there. And then rock the weight backwards. Then lower the knees. Fantastic. Okay, speed up a little. So we're going to breathe in to prepare. Breathe out to lift and go forward. Squeeze the bum as you breathe in, holding it. Breathing out, rocking it back, dropping the knees. Let's go. Breathe in, reset. Lift the belly button. Breathe out to lift, shoot forward. Breathe in to hold. Breathe out to rock the weight back and lower. Okay, a couple more of those. Breathing in. Breathing out to lift forward. Fantastic. Breathe in to hold. And all the way back and down. Good. Last one. Let's go. One more. lift, forward. Fantastic, hold the stretch. All the way back, down, and a quick child pose stretch here. A quick child pose stretch. Good. Fantastic, guys. Drop the head and just let those shoulders just rest down. Just checking one thing. Oh, fantastic, no worries. Good stuff. Kat, I'm just going to mute you, please, Kat. Keep on going. Little rest position, guys. Kat, can you please mute yourself, love? Fantastic. Okay, C-stack back. We are going to take that one step further. Okay, just the one step further. We're going to do some leg lifts. So I'm going to give you the variation. So you can either do the leg lifts on level 1, or we can go to level 2. So I'll show you level 1 first. Let's do it together. 4.0. 4.0. Let's lift those knees up. You can do bum flicks. Let's do a couple together. Fantastic. Or you can slide that leg away, give it a lift, and then drag it back in again, and do the same thing on the other side. Drop the knees down. Most of you are going to want to go to level 2 though. So take your hands in front of you now, 1.5 hand positions. Lifting that chest before you begin. We're going to lift the knees as you breathe out and shoot the weight forward. Then it's going to be point the toe, stretch that leg behind us. Really get the leg long, long, long. Then tuck the toe down and go to the other side. Point the toe, lift and reach. Really get it as long as you can behind you. Tuck the toe, put it down again. Drop the knees as you rock the weight back. Okay, we're going to go for 8 in total of whatever level it is you're doing. Let's go. Breathing in to prepare. Everyone, lift the belly buttons. Breathe out into their start position, whichever one it is. And then we're going to go breath out to lift, breath in to lower. Breath out to lift, breath in to lower. Go for 3 and down. 4 and down. Lift the chest, guys. Lift the belly button. Squeeze the bum cheeks if you can. Press back through those heels. We're going to do 2 more. Good. Keep it going. Through the breath. Strong legs, strong tummy, and then lower those knees. Relax the toes and sink back. Well done, guys. Fantastic. Okay, ease it back. We're going to go on to our backs now. Okay, onto our back. So again, pregnant variation. Sit on your ball or lay yourself on the incline, and I'll go through with you what you're doing in a second. Let's lay down, guys. Pillow or a block or a ball under the head, whatever's most comfortable for you. We're going to go for a hip twist. If you're laying on your incline, follow on exactly as I'm doing now. Long arms down by our sides. Pull the shoulders back and down. Feet are touching. And let's get the toes now turned out. Charlie Chaplin toes. Turn the heels out into that alignment so we know the knees are now, everything's in a beautiful straight line. Hip twist, level 1. Start to challenge that tummy, get that core working. So what we're going to do, thinking about that core, center it down, soften the rib cage in towards the mat. So just put a little bit of pressure through your bra strap, or where you would wear a heart rate monitor. And then drawing that pelvic floor up towards our belly button. The movement's very simple. We're going to let one knee gently roll out to the side. We're going to be looking at that static knee, keeping it static before we bring that knee back in again. Breathe out, let the other knee fall out, and breathe in, bring it in. We're going to alternate sides, breathing out to let the knee fall away, and breathing in to bring it back. Again, just alternate sides, nice and simple, all the way in, and all the way out, all the way out, and all the way in. Now keep on going. But now I want you to take your fingertips and put them on your hip bones, dropping your elbows in towards the floor. So what we're doing on this hip twist, even though it's a level 1, is I'd love you to keep your hip bones level. Imagine you've now got a spirit level, hip bone to hip bone, fingertip to fingertip. You've got to keep that beautiful, steady, straight line, looking at the knee that you're not moving, changing your gaze in between every leg movement, and just keep that beautiful stability. A few more. Press the heel into the floor of the leg that you're not moving. So squeeze that heel down into the floor of your static leg. You'll feel a bit more glute work, a bit more work through that bottom, and a bit more strength as we go. Hold it there. Okay, that's our level 1. Nice and simple. Level 2. No. Level 3. Let's go up. Single leg tabletop. Now everybody into single leg tabletop. Take the knee, take the foot, roll it out to the side, bring it in. Same leg, again, breathing out and breathing in. Keep on going. And again, your aim is still to keep hip bones level. If you are on your Swiss ball, our pregnant ladies in the room, we are still doing the same exercise. You're going to take your knee out and gently in. And you're still trying to keep this beautiful level hip position. If you're comfortable too, you can take the leg just off the floor, stabilize, and again, work into that same range, alternating your legs. Okay, put that foot down. Let's go across to the other side. Gently float up that leg, single leg tabletop. Press the other heel into the floor and let's roll the knee out as you breathe out and roll the knee in as you breathe in. Keep on going on that same side. What I want you to feel, guys, what's happening at your shoulders? What's happening at your ribcage? As that knee rolls out to the side, have you still got 50-50 weight distribution through those shoulders, through that back of the chest? Because as that knee rolls away, I really want it to be your core, your tummy, that does that stabilizing motion. Let's try to take some of that pressure away from the shoulders. Have the neck completely relaxed. Fantastic, guys. Keep on going. Hip twist, level 3. Good stuff. And rest that foot down. Let's take you all up to level 4. So taking the hands again, now putting them flat to the floor, palms, that's give yourselves some stability now. Come into a single leg tabletop. Draw that belly button in a little bit deeper and press that rib cage down to the floor a little bit further before that second leg comes up into that double leg tabletop. Now again, pregnant variation, if you want to take it harder, take your hands up off the floor or up to the ceiling. Okay, we don't want that second leg in the air. Now the rest of you, alternate sides. One leg, roll it out to the side, roll it back in again. Other leg. We're going to alternate legs, rolling it out and rolling it in. And if anybody, pregnant or not, wants to take it a bit further, hands to the ceiling, taking that stability completely away. Now, as you let that knee roll away, think about the pressure in the opposite bum cheek. So as you let the knee roll away, what will happen is your whole body will tip to one side. And you've really got to stabilize that. Let's think about the pressure. Imagine you've got the heaviest hand pressing that knee in towards the floor, grinding your hips right down into your mat. Breathing out to let the knee roll out and breathing in to let that knee roll in. Breathing out, let it roll out and breathing in, let it roll in. And again, we're just going to keep on going side by side, alternating if you want to. Now, if your hands are in the air, look at those hands. If when you let that knee roll away, your hands wobble, hey, stabilize a bit harder. You want soft hands, strong arms, melt those shoulder blades down back into the floor. And we're still going to do 2 more to each side. Draw that belly button in towards your spine. Soften that rib cage right down, everybody. Let's really start working. A bit of endurance today as well. All through that core. After that last one leg down at a time if you're in double leg tabletop. Arms down by the sides if you're there, and just stretch those legs out. If you're seated, just rest for a second. Let the hip just release, just relax. Fantastic, guys. Really good, really good. Slide the legs back in again. We're going to still take the leg working, still working on our core. We're actually going to move the arms as well now. So we're going to start with some hands to the ceiling, palms facing each other. Melt the shoulders down. So seated or laying flat, same shoulder height arms. Take hands behind you or up to the ceiling, just a couple of inches. Circle around, bring it back to over your belly button, and then just straight back again. Now again, it's quite a small circle. A lot of you are probably going to be going nice and big. We want to keep the shoulder blades in their neutral position. So if you lose your hands out of your frontal vision, you've gone too far. We want to keep the hands quite high, quite in front of you. Let's bring a breath in. So just like the warm-up I said, hands behind you, breath out, ribs down. That's the movement. Breathe in, release the rib cage. Breathe out, press the ribs down. Breathe in, release the rib cage. We're going to keep on going. There's nice little overhead circles to begin with. We're going to bring the legs in a second. So nice and simple through those arms. Tuck the ribs down. Just work the abs, even with just an arm movement. Very clever, I know. Hold the hands there. We're going to skip you straight up to a double leg stretch, level 3. So single leg tabletop. Press the ribs down, double leg tabletop, knees and ankles together. If you're seated, just have one foot hovered off the floor. Same drill, just the arms. Breathe out, start the circle. Breathe in, bring it back. Knees and ankles touching. Then we're just working through the arms, but your rib cage is doing the movement. So press the ribs down as you breathe out. Release the ribs as you breathe in. Press the ribs down and release it as you breathe in. 2 more. So again, keeping it simple, keeping it relaxed. And then as you finish this next one, just hold and think, am I feeling any pressure in my lower back? Because that's where we don't want things to be kind of focusing on. I want your tummy to feel the work. So take the feet now to hip distance apart. Again, no rest for the wicked here, guys. Get those feet up in the air. Now, as the arms circle, one leg is going to stretch into our level 4 before we bring it back to start again. Stretching out the arms and the legs, bringing it back. Breathe out as the leg goes out. Breathe in as the leg comes in. So breathing out, arms and legs out. Breathing in, arms and legs in. So again, we're keeping that movement going, guys. Keep it going. Again, if you're in your seated position, our lovely pregnant ladies, the arm movement is still the same. We're still working on this circle with the rib extra, but you can slide a leg away and then bring it back in as you go. You can just do a leg lift. You can do a turn out if you want to. It's all about challenging your balance and getting the posture muscles, those core muscles, working really hard. So keep on going, guys. Keep on going with that movement. It should be tricky. We should be feeling a little bit of work in our tummy now. Moving into some of those more intermediate, more even to some advanced, some of your exercises. Let's do 1 more to each side before you let the knees just hug in towards the chest and take yourself there. Fantastic. Again, if you're seated, just roll the shoulders forward and let yourself slump down for a second, letting the back completely relax. We're going to take a nice breath in and a breath out while we're here. Nice and simple. We're going to roll ourselves onto our side now. So everybody get down to the mat, even if you're seated now. So again, all of our pregnancies, get yourself down, back onto your mat. We're going to straighten out the underarm and prop ourselves up, head and pillow, rolled up towel, whatever it is that's comfortable, in between that outstretched arm and your head. We're going to go for a straight leg to begin with, guys. A little bit. Look down the body, flex your toes. You should be able to see your toes. Then when you point your toes, they should disappear because you want to be in a beautiful straight line. That does not include the bumps in the room. That's definitely going to be in your way. Pull the shoulder back and down and have the fingertips rested here now. We're going to do just a top leg lift, flex the ankle and lower. Starting simple, point the toe, lift, flex the ankle, lower. As you're doing this simple movement, lift and lower. Just think about taking that top leg and making it very long. So reaching that top hip down and away is going to create a lovely long top waist, and what you should feel is a little less pressure through the underside of your waist to the floor. That's what we're looking for. Pull that shoulder back and down. Draw that belly button up and away from the floor, squeezing those sit bones a little bit as you go. Fantastic. Let the leg rest. Now, very simply, all we're going to do is flex the ankle here, turn the leg outwards, so the knee and the toe are pointing towards the ceiling, and do the same, just a simple leg lift, up and down. We've got this external rotation at the hip, so turning the knee away from the midline, turning your toe up to the ceiling. You get a bit more of a pinch in your back pocket, muscles of your bum. Now, as you're doing that to roll back, let's just take that top hip, push it forward an inch, please. Everybody, roll that top hip forward just an inch and keep on going. So again, I can be sure we've got no cheaters in the room. Kind of rolling ourselves back to make it work. Now we should feel a little bit of a fatigue in that back pocket of your bum cheek muscle. Now let's do one more and rest completely down. Really simple now. We're going to do some circles, but challenge our balance. So take the top leg up to hip height. Point the toe. You're going to start by doing some really slow, really small circles of that leg from the hip. Now, a lot of you, I'd love you to try to take your hand now onto your hip, and most of you can take the hand up to the ceiling, palm facing the front. Keep on going with those circles. 3, 2, and now reverse the circle. So to reverse the circle, still going to go for about 10. Your aim is to keep that strong arm up here. Pull that top shoulder down and away from your ear. Set the center. Squeeze the bum cheeks together and just really try to stabilize through that torso. A nice fatigued bum, hopefully starting to kick in. And the last one, rest down. We're going to bring the hands back in front of us. Bend the knees back. Use the hands to safely bring you up. Pop the ball away from you. We're going to go for a little side bend, level 2. So, stacked feet, stacked knees, stacked hips. We're going to take our hands out, fingertips pointing away from us, turn the chest, and this is one of those exercises where I want you to be and look really snobby, proud chest. Take the rib cage underneath here, guys, and lift it away from the floor. So that lift is really important to stop that pressure coming into your neck. Long arm out here now. Keeping the knees squeezed together, we're going to do a simple level 2 lift into that side bend. So you lift your hips, lift the hand. If you want to, you can push the hips forward slightly, squeezing the bum cheeks as you go, before you very gently lower yourself back down again. We're going to keep on going, just this level today. We're going to move it on another day if you want to. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. So keep on going, this really gentle movement, but the movement you're doing is tummy is in the whole time. You've constantly got that nice strong bit of work through here. If you feel like you're kind of moving around your mat, this is where you've got to stabilize a little bit harder. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. You can go on your forearm if it's too much on the wrist or the shoulder, that's fine. If you're feeling it on your elbow, just soften the elbow off slightly. So a little tiny elbow bend takes the pressure off of the elbow joints and makes the triceps work a little bit harder. We're going to do 2 more. Again, we're just really moving through some nice gentle movements today, getting ourselves stretched and open, and rest off. Sit yourself up. Spin those legs around. Get the block, pillow, towel, whatever it was that you're using. Outstretch the underarm again. Pop the block, pillow, cushion, whatever it is, in between your head and your arm, and straighten out both of those legs. Take your hands on top. Pull the shoulder back and down. Set the center as you reach that top hip down and away before you point the toe to lift and flex the ankle to lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Fantastic. And again, all we're doing now is starting off that workload. Double checking our sensor is engaged, yeah? Right, that low abdominal work is kicking in. You can think of your pelvic floor as well, whilst we do quite a simple movement, lifting that pelvic floor up towards the belly button. Keeping that lower leg as relaxed as you can. Really, really, really relax your head, your neck, your face. Just keep the breathing natural. No pressure on the breath today. Just working on getting everything moving in our beautiful posture positions, our good strength positions. Last one here, rest. Thinking about keeping our hips perfectly stacked. Take that ankle on the top leg, flex it, and turn that leg up towards the ceiling, externally rotating through that leg. Now lift and lower just on that top leg with that beautiful turned out leg. So the toes pointing towards the ceiling, the knee is trying to point towards the ceiling, and we've still got our beautiful stacked hips. Again, if you're unsure, take that top hip, roll it forward just an inch. It's just you double checking, you're not rolling backwards. If you've got quite a bony hip and you're resting on it, that's actually fine. It means you're stacked up really well, and all you can do is just put a pillow under there, that's fine. I'd rather you be resting on that hip than resting on that kind of bulk of your bottom thigh. Let's do one more of those and just rest ourselves down. So again, a bit of a burn going in already on there. Top hand on top hip, ready for our hip level circles. If you can though, guys, most of you are doing it. Let's lift that hand up, palm facing the front. Just continue some really gentle circles, beautiful gentle circles. That's lovely. That's great. So you're holding that arm steady. Now, if your arm's wobbling around, you're probably losing some of that stability through our torso. So shoulder down, keep that strength in the arm. Reverse the circle now, guys. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep that circle going. 4, 3. Last couple. And some of you are resting. Come on. 2, 1. And down, and let that rest. Fantastic. I just bend that knee in and give yourself a little pat out so that lactic acid build up in there. Let it ease away with a little massage. Okay, hand in front, gently bring yourself back up, get rid of your rock, and let's move into our side bend again. So, hand in line with our hip, which is also in line with our feet. Lift that rib cage up. That's a really important movement. Okay, so every time you even lower yourself down, that chest stays beautifully high. Knees stacked, feet stacked. Snobby chest. I'm very proud of what I'm doing right now. Yes, Thursday morning, I'm in a class. Good. Squeeze the hip bones, squeeze the bum cheeks as you lift and gently lower. Keep that chest high. Remember, soften the elbow off. If you feel lots of pressure in the elbow, breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower, breathing out to lift. Breathing into that. Fantastic. Let's keep on going with that movement, guys. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Again, really simple. We'll take this further as we get into more intermediate and advanced classes, but for now, it's just a nice lift and a nice lower, focusing on keeping the shoulder out. Keep going, lifted ribs, and then just a really relaxed head. Put your head where actually it wants to go on this one. Don't force it into any crazy lines because it will follow the line. It needs to go to be safe. We'll do the last one there and just sit yourself up. Fantastic. We're going to come to a cross-legged position now. Now, when you're in cross-legged position, if you feel like your knees are really high, but your bottom is kind of stable, that's actually fine. Obviously, preferably we'll have the knees down. The biggest thing we're going to focus on now is what's happening at our sit bones. So the bony bits that you're sitting on, if you're not sure, get your bum cheeks out the way, move some of that flesh out the way, feel the bony bits right onto your mat. Equal, we want 50-50 weight distribution there. If you haven't, just get your block, prop it up, and you should be able to sit yourself a little bit more balanced. Okay, let's just get first one in a while, hand onto your hips. Let's focus on our neutral position. Mini tuck backwards, mini roll forward. So not too crazy, But let's just find that kind of middle ground. Let's make sure our brain is engaged and knows where our pelvis is supposed to be. So little tilts forward and backwards. Find that halfway position and hold it there. Use the pelvic floor, lift the pelvic floor away from the floor, draw that belly button in towards your spine, and bring yourself into a little Cossack hand position. Just give a little spine twist. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, and breathe out to turn. The breastbone goes to the side, and breathe in to bring it back. Breathing out, turn the breastbone, breathe in, bring it back. Hold it there. Have a think about the pelvis. Have a think about those sit bones. Are they still in the same position? Okay, test it. Let's try again. Breathe out. Breathe in. Check. Have I still got my beautiful neutral pelvis? Keep on going. Breathing out to turn. Breathing in to come back. What we're looking for is a beautiful middle back rotation. I really want the breastbone to do as much of this turn as you can, but keeping your bum completely still. And that's our tricky part, and actually the bit that's going to make us still work hard, even in something innocuous looking, as a little spine twist. Let's go for one more to each side. One more to each side, guys. And then take your hands stretched out in front of you. Interlace the fingers and turn the palms away. We're going to do a little spine stretch, and I still want your sit bones to stay the same. So we drop the chin to the chest, roll the shoulders forward, and then as you lean that stretch forward, keep the weight on your sit bones. I want it to be an upper body stretch, not a lower back stretch. Then you're going to restack. Lift the chest, drop the shoulders, lift the head. So it's quite subtle. Drop the chin. Reach the shoulders forward and round the upper back only. Focus on that pressure-free bum cheeks. Now straighten the upper back. Drop the shoulders. Lift the head. Two more. Let's go for a breath out to stretch. A breath in to hold. And a breath out to restack. A breath in to reset that belly button. Last one. Breathe out to stretch. Breathe in to hold. And breathe out to restack. Now let's take it all the way. Hands to the floor, chin to the chest. And as you walk forward, now take it from the lower back. So you're really lifting through the chest all the way to the floor. You're bending through the lower back. Your head's looking towards the floor. If you can, take your forehead to the floor. Fantastic. And just hold that stretch for me. Keep your bum on the floor, but it doesn't have to be as perfect as before. Now walk the hands across to the left. Again, it doesn't matter how low you are. Try to get the breastbone pressed into your left thigh. And then walk the right hand forward a couple more centimetres. Just get extra stretch through that right hand side. Now lift that right hand up. Look at that right hand and stretch over. Breathe in to hold the stretch, and breathe out, lower it back down to the floor. Walk the hands through the centre, all the way across to the right hand side. Walk the left hand forward, a little bit more. Hold, breathe in, and take that left hand up to the ceiling again, following it with your eyes. Breathe in to hold. Beautiful extra stretch, nice. And then all the way down. Walk yourself back to the centre. Last breath in and breath out in that rest position. And then pull yourself back, restacking the vertebrae one at a time. Now straighten those legs out in front of you. So we're going to go for a leg pull in supine now. Everyone can do this. Take the hands back behind you, just behind your bottom. Most of you will turn your hands out at about a 10 to 2 position, but if you want your arms naturally to go to a different position, in this exercise, that's absolutely fine. Feet touching, ankles touching, knees touching, straight legs. Now pull those shoulders back and lift your breastbone to the ceiling. So we're almost just starting to exaggerate that arch in that back. Now we're going to do the movement for our leg pull. We're going to squeeze the bum cheeks together. We're going to lift ourselves up into a beautiful straight line, looking ahead in the same spot. We don't change our gaze. hold it for a breath in, and then gently lower the bum down, keeping the chest up. Let's go again. Breath in, set the center. Breathe out to lift, squeezing through the bum cheeks. Breathe in to hold, and breathe out to gently lower the bum, keeping the chest high. We keep on going now, guys. Now, if we need to, soften the elbows off slightly. So anyone who's hypermobile, pregnant in the room, you've got to keep a slight bend on the elbow on this one. You might not get as high, but it's safer for your joints, and actually it's going to make your triceps work a little bit harder. So bum down, but chest stays lifted. 3 more. Let's really work on those shoulders today. Fantastic. If you can't do this one, go to a shoulder bridge. Very, very similar movements through the hip lift, but it's not asking too much of those arms. Last one, breathing out to lift, breathing in to hold, and breathing out to lower. Fantastic. And just tuck the knees in, roll them onto the side, and sit yourself down into a little bit of a low kneel, ready for our cool down. Fantastic. Put your hands in front of you, and then just tuck your toes under, and just sit back on those toes. Give it a quick stretch. If you can, put more weight onto them, but obviously don't press too hard. It is quite an intense stretch on those poor little tootsies. Okay, hands back in front. Sit yourself back. Take your feet to hip distance apart. So just walk those feet gently out, and then press one heel down towards the floor. Just feel the stretch up the back of that calf. And then just press the weights down into the other calf. Again, it won't change very much how you look, but you'll feel the different stretch. Okay, 50-50 weight distribution through those feet again now. Slide your hands back, drop the chin down to the chest, lift your bottom in the air, rock the weight back, take the hands just away from the floor, and then hold that stretch. Hold onto your own elbows, drop the head in between your arms, bend the knees just slightly, drop the chest a little lower, and hold that there for a breath in and a breath out. And then staying in this position, lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. So forward tilt of your pelvis. Let's get an extra stretch. If your belly's in the way, just take your feet a little bit wider, that's fine. Now tuck the tailbone under as you release the hands, squeezing the bum cheeks together, straightening those legs out and restacking the vertebrae one at a time. Shoulders come back, head comes up. Fantastic. Good. Fantastic, guys. Let's go through a little bit of a stretch off, a little bit of a release. Take the hands, palms facing outwards, feet to hip distance apart. Slowly take the hands behind you and start the circle. Now, obviously, if your shoulders are sore, just go to the range you can before you interlace the fingers behind the head. We're going to shrug the shoulders up into our corkscrew stretch and release those shoulders down. Same thing, twice more. Just shrug the shoulders up and release the shoulders down. Breathe in, shrug, and breathe out to relax. Now take the elbows back as you breathe in and release the elbows as you breathe out. Breathe in, elbows back and in to relax. Last one, pull the elbows back and release. Before you do a big stretch in the air, turn the palms away from each other and finish with that big old circle. Fantastic. Bend both knees. Side stretch. Let's lift into a big stretch here. Breathe in to hold it and breathe out to come up. And let's go straight into that second side, into our beautiful mermaid. Hold for the breath in and breathe out to come up. That's fantastic. Let's just stretch through the front of those sides. A little bit of work today. So balance wise, you can hold on something if you need to, but take a hand, hold it there, and just stretch. A little stretch through that course. It's not a balance exercise. Feel free to hold onto a wall or a chair. But now, as you're in this position, push the hips forward and pull that knee back. Let's just get a little bit more of an increase into that stretch area. Last breath in and breath out. and gently relax it down. And again, on the other side, so tuck it back, find your balance point, find where you're really comfortable. Pubic bone drives forward, knee drives back. Hold on to something if you need to. Again, it's not a balance exercise. Fantastic. Last one. Okay, little modified glute stretch, just so I think is a little bit more interesting. Again, it's not a balance exercise. So take the knee just up in front of you, cross it over so your heel is above the knee. Take the hand out in front of you to balance. We're just going to sit down into a little bit of a stretch here. So it's like a modified glute stretch, just making it a bit more fun at the end of the class. If you need to, she wobbles, just lay on the floor and do a quick stretch there, or sit and do the same leg position. Just sink down as low as you can take it, pushing that knee down towards the floor. You should get a nice stretch in the glute on that side. Breathe in, breathe out, and then gently stand yourself up, releasing that, shaking it off. Let's go to the other side. Get a nice firm bit on the floor, leg in front, cross it over, hands in front for balance, and again, just sitting ourselves down, pushing that knee through. Fantastic. Push that knee down, get a little lower if you can. Again, no, it's not necessarily a balance. You can hold on to a wall, but still do the fun little additional stretch if you need to. But last breath in, breath out, all the way down. Find the stretch, and then gently come up again. Okay, feet hip distance apart. Pull the shoulders back and down. Let's just quickly set our posture for the rest of the day. Look at the feet. Look at our feet. Drop the arches in. Make them naughty. Make them lazy. And then very slowly pull those arches up. Imagine you've got puppet strings on the inside of the arches. Stop the lift when your big toe starts to come up separately, and then just keep your feet there. Tense those thigh muscles. Really squeeze them and quick rest them off. So you've got soft thighs and very relaxed kneecaps. Hands onto hips. Just gently tuck the tailbone under half an inch. Squeeze the sit bones there and pull that pelvic floor up. Slide your hands up to the ribs. Take one breath in. Expand the rib cage. And as you breathe out, make it as narrow as you can. Hands down. Shoulders back. Shoulders down. Head up. And just finish with that chin in, that ugly quarter chin. And just do 2 breaths here to hold, to set. Draw that tummy in, lift that pelvic floor up. And on that second breath out, relax. And give yourselves a little clap, a little well done, a little thank you. Fantastic, guys. Well done, well done.